it's nice that we have you all around here. So
yeah.
My folks, in 1 minute we're going to. I've started recording anyway, but in 1 minute we're going to start. So I'll just show us the agenda for today, and from there we kind of like move.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me just share this. Okay. I think I have an information like this there. So okay. You can actually see what I have on there. So that seems to be the agenda for today. Hello, we cannot hear me. Hello.
No, I can hear you. Me, I can hear you.
Okay, good. Simon. Mark, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, Brenda, hope you are here. Okay, maybe Brenda is adjusting our platform. So, but okay, we can start. You hopefully will join us shortly. He had been on a while ago, so he said he wanted to get a silent place so that he could actually be on board too as well. So, Simon, Mark, okay, we don't need introduction, so I'll leave the introduction to Brenda. So let's move to the agenda. So the conference, I think, okay, for recording purposes, because some other people are going to be joining us, I mean, they will be watching this video. So Simon, I think we should let me allow you to say something in 1 minute about the Scratch Africa conference and what we're preparing for the Scratch Africa conference.
Yeah. So I think this discussion began at the previous Scratch conference, and I remember, John, you led the discussion on stage about the possibility of having Scratch Africa and us working towards sort of showcasing what the African continent can do to contribute towards the Scratch community. And so discussions have gone on the whole of this year, the whole of last year, and part of this year, towards sort of curating all these case stories that we've had, and then we showcase them at Scratch at MIT, and then lobby to have the next Scratch conference anywhere in Africa, such that everybody can come and witness. So I guess now that the MIT conference is coming up, it's the right time to begin sort of pulling together ideas on what this conference will look like and what it's going to accomplish. Yeah.
Okay. So, Max, can you say one or two things more to complement Simon, so that at least we'll be on the same page? Simon has actually said some things very important. I think Brenda is here too.
Yeah,
so
I kind of missed a little bit of what.
Go ahead, Max.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can.
Yeah.
Okay. So I heard a little bit about what Simon had said. It was breaking up, but yes, I'm with him in terms of you know, having what everybody's been doing throughout the year on one platform, and that being the website, and then, you know, that being the basis of really lobbying for the Scratch conference to come to Africa. So I think we have a lot of work to do, and we had action points from last time that we've not yet kind of completed. So we really need to, you know, pull together and really set timelines for some of these things to happen. Otherwise, I don't think we'll be able to get enough support for Scratch Africa if we don't kind of execute the stuff that we need to execute.
That's very important, Max, on what you said. You said we need to look at timelines. Then we need to set up targets, like some of the things that we set out to do the last time. We've not been able to complete it. Yes, Simon, Max, and I, we've been trying to work out on the website. Courtesy Juke give us a platform give us a hosting space on the Scratch 2017 BDX Bordeaux website. And we've actually started something, but we all have been one way or the other busy up. But one thing is, in spite of the fact that we've actually not meet up with what we targeted as at now, we've actually started, and that's very, very important. Now, when we've started, that means that we can always move forward. So I'm kind of like a progressive when it comes to that. And that means that I look for how best we can actually move forward. Now, and that comes to the website, because part of the Scratch Africa conference was that we're going to host a website that's going to be an informational site for us to kind of like get across to stakeholders, sponsors, and people that could actually help in making the conference a success. So now, what it is right now is this: before I joined, we started this, I've actually been working on the what do you call the name now? The request for expression of interest. So I should be able to send a draft across to us before the end of today. I've actually done the most part of it, and so I will share so that we'll kind of like start to make comments. So now, one thing that I would just say right now quickly is this: since we're going to be having a representation, I'll talk about that later, at the Scratch at MIT 2018, then we need to, whatever it's going to take us, we need to buckle up so that we'll put these things into proper stride. Then it will help us to be able to do an effective evangelism or clarion call from the Scratch at MIT conference, and that's going to be a big platform for us to operate. What do you think, people?
I think that sounds good in terms of expression of interest for different people that want to hold. Although as I'd mentioned before, you know, USIU here has offered has given us an expression of interest. We want to hold it here. If that makes the process for us easier to work with that in mind, I think it's better, because that process of expression of interest might take a lot of time. You know, you have to do the draft, you have to contact these people, they have to get back to you, and all of that. But here already I've lobbied, and there's a lot of support. We're an academic institution. We can host a conference. There's enough resources here, so that could be kind of an easy way to think about it. But if we want to go through the process of having people apply, that's okay. But I think that would be a longer process.
Yes, Max. I appreciate the fact that you've actually stepped up work on the groundworks to actually bring it to Nairobi. You know, but we still want to kind of like operate it to be something that all opportunity should be for other locations too as well, and that's why for a Scratch conference, it's a whole lot of things. There are a whole lot of things involved, and money is one area. Then participation is another, and getting doing the locals getting to join and support, which you have been able to get on board already. So, but be that as it may, we still we might look at it that it might take time, but it's really it depends on what we are able to make up for. Like what I'm looking out for is that if we work on the expression of interest and get things, even it's going to help you to be able to still get more stakeholders into it, because it's not a Scratch conference. It's not just one, maybe one or two organizations affair. Like what we saw in Bordeaux, you see a whole lot of organizations, and so it's kind of like a jamboree for them, because so many organizations came all across Europe to work with to work with you and the others, so that now it's something that kind of like went across board, not just for CS but for every other thing evolve around it. So that's why the expression of interest is important. Then secondly, I'll use as an example where I went to last week in San Sebastian, Spain. The conference was held around the city, so it was kind of like another opportunity for the city to kind of like showcase itself. So it was not just that, and that was what was done in Bordeaux. We had to move around different kinds of locations and all that. So in San Sebastian, the conference was actually done around the city, and we saw different kinds of things within the city apart from the school. So that's the situation. So I think the expression of interest is still the way, no matter how we think it might really look a bit hard, it's going to help subsequent editions too as well. So we'll look at that. Brenda, I hope you are in the frame of things. Hope you are getting what we're saying.
I completely get. Actually, you're asking Brenda. Okay.
So that we'll carry out.
I am, but there's still a few things that are not clear. But I'm trying to figure out.
Okay, so you're going to give when we get through, because we'll try to quickly look through those red points that you have on the screen. So,
just to comment on what you had said, John, it makes sense. Maybe we can find a way to engage people kind of differently, because what I'm worried about essentially is time. We don't have a lot of time, and we don't have a good enough track record of getting things done. So I'm just you see what I'm saying? I'm worried about us adding a lot of processes, and we're not getting it done, and in the end we don't have because you're right, it's going to take a lot of work. And if for example it's somewhere where we don't have anybody on the ground, and things need to happen, it could take a lot longer. So I was just saying that having it here would be a lot easier in terms of coordination and getting things done. But I completely agree in terms of engagement, but maybe there's a different way we can engage people. But because it's the way we've agreed, I just want us to keep that in mind as well.
Max. Well, anyway, we're still going to look at it. We'll look at the considerations about that. But basically, like what you said, you're right on that part. Getting things done in Africa is kind of like some very funny things at times. But one thing is this: I am very certain that we can actually start up to be a mover of change in Africa. I'm going to have a next call after this, but I'm just going to give us a tip about it, because now I'm supposed to be involved in the program right now in another city, but because of the officials, they just did not respond. And the reason why they did not respond is not known to any one of us. So that's the issue. But one thing is this: we have a responsibility and we have a role to play to make sure that we start to kind of like change that stereotype in our system and all that. No matter what it's going to take us, we just have to, so we have the responsibility. So that's why we just have to look at, and for engagement, because a Scratch conference should not come to Africa for the first time and should not build a kind of a movement and momentum that should kind of like, we need to move it en masse. And that's very, very important. And Simon, are you there? Hello, Simon.
Yes, I am.
Okay. So you're free to come up, say one or two things along the line as we're talking as well.
Yeah.
So, okay, do you want to say something right now?
No, let's just continue.
Okay. Also, we have two more people joining us. Samson is back. Then Adele is here. Okay, Samson is probably. So, Adele, you're welcome.
Hello. Sorry to be late. I have a problem.
Adele, how are you?
Hey, Adele, how are you? I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Great. It's nice having you back. How is Tunisia? Hello, Adele.
Hello. Yes, I'm listening. I just have a problem. This is the with my phone. Yes, I'm listening to you.
Okay. How's your hand? How's your programs and projects?
I'm good, thank you. We are working, still working. Yes.
Okay. So we've actually been talking about what you hope you can see the agenda on the screen. Hello, Adele.
Yes.
Hope you can see the agenda on the screen.
Yes, I'm watching. Yes.
All right, good. So but there seems to be an echo from your end. Can you work on that? Hello, Adele.
Yes, I'm reading the program.
Yeah, but there's an echo from your end. Maybe you use a headset or something. It's okay, good. I think it paused. The mic is paused. Okay, good. So now let's move ahead. Okay, let me just pause Adele. Okay, good. It's paused already. Now, Africa Code Week. How many of us are involved in Africa Code Week? I wanted to know so that if it's possible that we're going to speak with the organizers together and see how we can actually work and collaborate with them for this year's edition. Simon?
Yeah, I'm here. So you were saying? Sorry,
Africa Code Week. Are you involved in any program with Africa Code Week this year?
Not yet. Last year, I participated as I participated in one of their events. And,
okay, good.
I think this time too, when they come, there's a move to at least see what they're going to do and contribute. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay. Then Max, what about you? Are you participating yeah.
Last time we didn't have, because of the timings, I think it was during the university break, so we couldn't participate. But this year, I'm going to look into the dates and see how we can participate.
All right, that's very good. Brenda, have you heard about the Africa Code Week before? Have you been part of it?
Yes, I was part of it last year in the university. I mean, in the primary schools around. So that was last year. This year, I've not yet participated. But if it starts, I think when it does start, I will be part of it.
Oh, good. Adele.
Yes.
Are you part
for
of
the Africa Code Week? I was following the experience of Africa Code Week from the beginning. I did not participate myself, but I know some people around in Tunisia, they participated. After the Scratch conference of Bordeaux, I was in contact with them, and I got some ideas. So I wanted to improve the events, the kind of events they were doing. But I didn't get any feedback from them. So because my idea about the Africa Code Week, I wanted to improve the quality of the workshops, not only focusing on Scratch. Scratch is a super good software, but we should do different workshops.
That's a very important information from you. Why I asked and why we brought it up as one of the agenda now is this: we will speak with the main organizers of Africa Code Week so that from our own end, BAM4Scratch, we kind of like say, okay, fine, we're going to be collaborating. They have started a whole lot of things, and since we have a lot of expertise in all of these things, like Adele just talked about, other extensions of Scratch, which is very, very important, and that's one of those things that we really need to look out into. How do we work along with them? So after this, I think I have some contacts from the organizers. So I'll speak with them. I'll send a mail, and all of us will be part of it too as well. So I'll send a mail across to them and I'll ask them what they are planning for this year and how we can work along with them, because we have various organizations from the BAM4Scratch movement that we've actually been doing a whole lot of things individually and in our own various constituencies. So it's very important that we collaborate so that it will expand the options that they have already too as well. So Adele, Brenda, Max, Simon, we will definitely see how we can actually work along with them so that we can expand these options. What they are doing is very laudable, since it's going down to the primary and secondary schools and the teachers, which I am definitely focused on practically. But now they need nodes like us, they need accelerators like us, they need organization like us that we could actually strengthen the process. Not just that once they come 1 year and they go off, we are in the ecosystem and we can always extend every of the projects that they are working on, and we can actually make it much more robust and solidified. So that's the situation. So we'll be sending a mail to them after this meeting. So quickly, okay, what I did not talk about, okay, I spoke briefly about it, is the fact that we will be representing BAM4Scratch at the Scratch at MIT. Scratch Foundation was able give us some funding for us to come, though the funding was partly due to the fact that some of us had presentations at the Scratch conference. So Simon is on, Max is on, I will be on too as well. So we will give us more details as that goes on. We're already asking the organizers of Scratch at MIT on how we can do a formal presentation of the Scratch Africa conference at the Scratch at MIT conference this year. So it's going to happen in July, from July 26th to July 28th. So we're going to be in Boston, in Cambridge at MIT to give a presentation about Scratch Africa conference, apart from our own individual presentations that we're going to have for the conference too. So it's a very, very important platform for us. So that's why we have to quickly put up the platforms properly so that we can do a good presentation over there at MIT. And that could actually be one of the platforms to which we will bring in people from Europe, from North America, and other parts of the world to come to Africa next year. So we are appreciative of Scratch giving us some form of sponsorship on that. So on Scratch, in the letter they sent across to me, they have actually not sent it out to, they were kind of like, they are looking forward to what we are putting together on the Scratch Africa conference, which is very, very important. And they're already looking out for us to do a whole lot of things. So that's a major plus for every one of us. So please, we'll be doing a presentation on behalf of BAM4Scratch at the Scratch MIT conference in July from 26th to the 28th. So now we want responses. Is there any other thing that we need to talk about? We're supposed to be out of here in like 8 minutes. Okay, I'll start from Brenda. Brenda is the only female here. I have not seen Abella and my other colleagues here. So Brenda, in 1 minute, what would you have to say? Okay, this is the first time you are attending this meeting.
Yeah, first I have a question. Is there any of these meetings that will be happening in Nairobi? And if not, yeah, just first answer the first one. I was a bit confused because there's someone who mentioned USIU here, and I was wondering when he says here, does he mean Nigeria or?
No, I mean USIU in Nairobi.
Okay, I think
happening in Nairobi anytime soon.
Not that I know of, but I know there is a computer science for all meetup that USIU is organizing in August.
Okay.
Right after the Scratch at MIT conference, but I don't know of any other one.
Okay, it's okay. Yeah. I think I'll be following up more on maybe email or something because I'm not very familiar with how the Scratch Africa conference happens or if there's anything to organize. But if there'll be anything in Nairobi, I could help organize.
Okay. All right.
Perfect.
To quickly add to that, what we're going to do. Okay, some of the information that we've shared in time past, I'm going to link you up with it, Brenda. So you're going to see some of how far we've actually gone with some of these discussions. That's one. Then the second thing is that I think I have links to a lot of institutions in Kenya, maybe TVET institutions like RBTTI. I was with one of their people in Spain, and we worked together a lot from my institution, Yaba College of Technology. So now, what I'm going to do right now is this, since you are kind of like focal points for Scratch and Code to Learn and all of those things like that, we'll kind of like start to see how we can create an ecosystem, how we can actually start to share a network. So I can actually network you with those institutions, and we'll see how it's going to be possible that if it's going to be that we start to make a call, like you and Max, Brenda and Max, you're close, but you never knew that you're that close. So some of those institutions too could actually be close to you, and you could actually go and make a presentation at the institution, and from there work along with them, their team, and we kind of like make it bigger. So that's what I'm going to offer. I'll speak with Abdi Tony is his name. So I'll try to speak to him, and I'll link you people up with him so that you can actually collaborate and see how you can actually co-create on things and start to do some CS work also. Then apart from that, I think I should be able to have some information from Google that I can actually share with us too as well. Google certifications and all that. So, and it could actually expand the options for us too as well. So after this call, I'm going to note it down on my notepad right now, and I'm going to do some things about it. Brenda, I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, yes, I do.
Okay, good. So, Adele, are you still there? What's happening in North America, North Africa? Sorry, North Africa, Tunisia. Have you expanded the scope from your end?
Get your question. Can you repeat, please?
Okay, I said from Tunisia. You're doing some great work there, but are there other people doing other things apart from Scratch that is bringing expanding options for youth, for young people to learn coding, programming, and all that you know of already right now that we can actually network with?
In Tunisia, yes, we have a big network now of organization who teaches coding, and we know each other. We meet each other in competitions and big events. So and we use different tools. I mean, Scratch is a part of them. Yes, we know each other also. I mean, if you want to share something with them, I mean, I can share with them. as well.
Okay, good. That's very important. So what we're going to do now is this: by the time the website is up, every one of us will kind of like share it across other organizations in our constituents, in our area, so that we can actually expand. Because for the Scratch Africa conference, we need more people to be aware. We need them to get the information and for them to kind of like push for it. So before the end of the month, we're supposed to have sorted out that. Expect some additional emails from me particularly, and we're supposed to get the website rolling before the end of the month. Whatever it's going to cost me and Simon and Max, I don't know, but we are just going to get so that we can actually share this information across board. So when we do that, you speak with other organizations around too. So when they kind of, and if we might think of how we can actually create a user forum or something like that that they can actually join from there. We want to expand so that we can actually build a base of other people doing stuffs in CS across. So if we're able to do that, fantastic, and we'll start to get a bit up for Scratch Africa conference in 2019. So expect more emails, and I will talk about all of these things later on. So Max, what do you have to say, please? Finally.
Sounds like a good plan. I remember, John, I shared with you a few other things that we needed to do in terms of, forming teams and doing stuff around the website. So there's a lot of stuff that we have pending that we just need to get on and get done. Yeah, let's see how far we can get.
Okay, Max, after this meeting, we're going to, I'll send some things across end of today, and we're going to meet on how we're going to sort those issues. I think I have this week, I have some days in this week penned down for that. So that we should kind of like get a minimal representation of the site ready, then we'll call a meeting again before the end of the month. I will show it to everybody, and people will start, because now either we like it or not, some people have to bear the responsibility to right now to do some things. So we all know that. So let's see how we to like work on that. Then we'll call another meeting. Then we'll show what it's on the website and how people will kind of like use the website as a platform to share information to all the people across the African continent on what BAM4Scratch and the Scratch Africa conference, how we can actually expand the options. Hope I'm able to like get something across there. Simon,
yeah.
Do you have what's the last word before we round off?
Yeah, to see all of us going with it. So now we're going to MIT, with this unified sort of group. So it's going to be, first of all, interesting to see everybody again, and then discuss about how far we've moved. But then I feel if you have a session, I think it would be good to communicate beforehand, such that we know how all of us can sort of support that session and add on to your message without diluting it. So I think that's for the next few days. If you have a session that you think any of the BAM4Scratch people, anybody who has been collaborating with you needs to sort of contribute to, have an open method here. But other than that, like you said, us working on the website and making sure it's ready, definitely we have to. For me, I'll just free up some time to make sure we get this thing done. Otherwise, Adele, John, Brenda, Max, see you there. I can't wait.
See you there.
Okay.
Adele, are you going to MIT today? I mean, this year?
He has to.
Okay. You're asking Adele about that?
No, I'm not going. No.
Okay. Okay. So, Brenda, you still have something to say?
No, nothing. I was just going to joke with Adele that we can pass by and pick him if he's ready.
Oh, that's interesting. So, I think Brenda wanted to say something. Hello, Brenda.
No.
All right.
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, the MIT trip, is it self-sponsored? Just wondering.
Okay, yeah, there was a call for proposals earlier in the year, so which ended on, I think, February 5. So then apart from that, we made a request because we wanted to go talk about Scratch Africa conference at MIT too. So the Scratch Foundation gave us some form of for additional funding, whatever we're going to contribute into it, so that we'll be able to attend the conference there. So that's how it was done. But it was not a general call. But the basic thing was the fact that we had to make a presentation. Everybody had presentations that we are making individually on the projects that we're doing at MIT, at the MIT conference. So that's it. Hope I'm able to clarify things for you.
Yeah.
All right. So what's going to happen is there's going to be, today is the 12th, there's going to be, likely by next week, we're going to make another call for a meeting at the end of the month, maybe at the last week of the month. So please stay tuned. And we hope, Duke was supposed to be here, maybe he got engaged in something else, and I was excited when I saw him in the hangout initially, and it was really nice. So please, let's put it up, then we'll share more information based on some of the things that we talked about. I'll kind of like do a mini summary, and I'm going to send it across to the platform for all the email address. So if you see someone that's already doing something that could be part of BAM4Scratch too as well, please send their emails. So we're going to add them to the list so that we can actually start to expand and share the information. So we just need to network. So from here, I want to say a big thank you to every one of us. Adele, I'm very excited you showed up. Brenda, thank you for coming around. Max, Simon, yeah, definitely good to see at MIT. So, okay, I'll sleep on both Max and Simon together, so there's no problem. Yeah. So thank you for showing up. And Samson was here briefly, but I think it was on the road, it was on the journey. So hopefully we're going to still converge later before the end of the month, and we're going to talk about all of these things. And hopefully the website will be ready, at least 2 things, the website and the call expression of interest and all that would have actually resolved that, and we'll have something ready that we'll present at the MIT conference. So thank you everybody for spending your time this afternoon. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, John. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Thank you. It's good to see you guys. We'll speak more before the end of the month.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thanks.